Hello everybody and welcome back to another banger video. Today we are going to be doing more of a commentary video because sadly I can't really do a gaming video because I'm not allowed in the house right now. And like I said, I do need to still get my keyboard fixed. But I am gonna do something I actually really do think would be a good idea. Big shout out to Pump Cal for the video. So, yeah, this is gonna be what if Fortnite got a One Piece season? Because, One Piece is my favorite anime, and I really do enjoy Fortnite. So, let's get into it.
Season. Honestly, I think it's insane that this collab hasn't happened already. With how successful anime collaborations have been in the past, like Dragon Ball, JJK, My Hero, and even Attack on Titan, it feels like One Piece is easily the next huge moneymaker. And Fortnite is no stranger to collab seasons. Both Marvel seasons were pretty well received by the general player base, and while the Star Wars season did not get that response, I'd blame that on the fact that a lot of people are bored of the amount of Star Wars in Fortnite over the years. But since
Personally, I just think the Star Wars season didn't do well because, there was, no story to it. It was just, Palpatine came to the island and wanted to blow it up because bro just thought it would be funny ha-has or something. So, yeah, honestly, I was just lost. Everything just happened there. Nothing really made sense.
Since One Piece is bigger than ever right now, with the anime, manga, and live action pulling in huge numbers, as well as it being one of the most requested collabs, it seems like there's no better time to bring the Straw Hats to the island. In this video, I'll be imagining an entire One Piece themed collab season, from the skins to the items and everything in between. If you're a One Piece fan, you'll be wishing this was real by the end of the video.
And I have one entirely real. Really, I'm just gonna kind of go over what I think would be changed and just how to improve upon this, because I really do think this would be an amazing idea.
Tier 1 and Tier 100 are the most important slots in a Battle Pass in my opinion, so both will need to be super
I do agree with that.
popular characters. For this reason, starting off the Battle Pass, I've picked Zoro. For his pickaxe, the choice was obvious. He'd use Enma and Kitetsu in his two-sword style, and his emote would have your skin sit down and fall asleep. For a glider, I really struggled with Zoro, but I did want to put Laboon somewhere in this Battle Pass, so that's what I decided on. His backbling is a wanted poster, and new styles would unlock for this every time you get a new character in the Battle Pass, gaining their corresponding bounty posters too. And as an edit style for Zoro, I've gone with his bandana look. Onto the second skin of the pass, I decided to go with Nami. Now I do think Fortnite would censor her top a little bit to look something more like this, which honestly wouldn't really bother me. In fact, I think I like this look better personally. Now her pickaxe would for sure be her sorcery climate act, as well as Zeus being her glider. Her emote represents her love for money, with berry symbols in her eyes, and her backbling is a basket of tangerines and a map. For Nami's edit style, I picked her Wano outfit, one of my all-time favorite looks for the character. Next up is the legendary God Usopp. His backbling is weirdly Soge King's mask, don't know why he has that, but also his slingshot Kabuto, which would unequip from the backbling when used as his pickaxe. I think the Going Merry is a perfect choice for his glider, and for his emote, I went with a dance. I was struggling to think of a cool
Personally, I think they could, swap out the emo with more of, him, swapping out with Soge King or something like that. Just personally what I think. But
edit style for Usopp, but then this guy showed up and suggested filling in his place, so... The fourth skin I decided on was Sanji. I've gone with a transponder snail for his backbling as a nod to his side missions as Mr. Prince, and his glider is the Baratier. His emote is him lifting a cloche and revealing a random dish every time. For Sanji's pickaxes, I struggled a bit, but I went with the kitchen knives that he used during Water 7. And I think I'm gonna go with his Whole Cake Island outfit for his edit style. I'm a big fan of the cape look. Onto the next character, this Battle Pass definitely needs more than just one female character, and the perfect candidate for that would be Nico Robin. Again, like Nami, Fortnite would probably censor this look. For her backbling, I picked Chopper, He was gonna be in this pass somewhere, and I think Robin is the perfect spot. Her glider is the wings she creates, and her emote would have a giant arm sprout next to you and send an L hand sign at your opponent. I'll be honest, I'm not proud of her pickaxe. I had no clue what to do for her, so I just recolored an already existing pickaxe. Though for her
Okay, here's how I would change the pickaxe, because like there are some pickaxes that are like locked for one character, but you can use other pickaxes. Like the Iron Man Zero pickaxe can only go on the Iron Man Zero skin. So I was thinking like she could use her Desfleur's whip, where basically she just like sprouts a bunch of arms out of her hand, like, and then just kind of uses that.
her edit style, I picked one of her best looks. Her Water 7 Annie's Lobby outfit. Now, I don't want every skin in this battle pass to just be the straw hats, so for this next skin, I actually decided on Buggy. His backbling could be a buggy
Okay, okay. Here's like the only flaw with the battle pass, I'd say, because like, yeah, battle pass does typically have a meme skin, but like I just don't see Buggy like being in the pass. Like I see him being in the item shop and like having a full set and stuff, but I think Usopp would just be like the main meme skin for this season. And personally, I think he should swap out Buggy with Ace and put Ace at the start of the battle pass, because Ace is already a pretty popular character, so I think that would do well for the first slot in the battle pass as well.
ball, and his glider is Richie the Lion. His pickaxe would give you his gloves and 4 knives in each hand, and his emote would be built in with him using his devil fruit powers. For his edit style, I would have picked his post time skip look, but I couldn't find a picture of that fitting the Fortnite proportions, so I just went with his Marineford outfit, which I think looks good too. And on the second last page of the battle pass, one of the most iconic anime characters of all time, you know him, you love him, Monkey D. Luffy. His backbling is of course his straw hat, and his glider is the Thousand Sunny. Luffy doesn't really use weapons, so for his pickaxe I thought it'd be funny if he just used a piece of meat, and for his emote I chose his Gear 2 pose. And yes, I said he's on the second last page because the last page of the battle pass would have his Gear 5 edit style at tier 100. If we get One Piece in Fortnite, I need this as an edit style. Now for the bonus skin, I went with another non-straw hat, but someone who is still extremely popular with fans. Trafalgar Law. His backbling could be a little Beppo plushie, and his glider is his submarine, the Polar Tank. His pickaxe is his sword, and now, walk with me on this emote. He uses Room, and instead of getting 2 hearts in his hands, he gets random Fortnite items like floppers, boogie bombs, and durburgers. For his edit style, I went with his outfit he wore on Onigashima. If you're enjoying the
And I really like the idea of it being Law and like him using his ability to get random items. I really think that would be like a pretty funny and cool emote.
video so far, let me know by leaving a like on the vid, and consider using code PUMPCAL in the item shop to support me in the
You
making
heard
of
him,
these
boys.
videos.
Hit the like button. Use code PUMPKIN for those. And like
I
that
decided on
off of
5
one.
name locations as well as a few landmarks. First up, docked just off the coastline is the Thousand Sunny, and it should be fully explorable. It would be super fun to find little details while aboard. There could be an Usopp NPC here that would sell various silly items like stink bombs, boogie bombs, or even Kabuto. More on that later. The next POI is Arlong Park, which has been taken over and remodeled by Nami. You can buy the ability to see future storm circles from her NPC, and also have the ability to hire her to join you for the rest of the match, though her prices are not cheap. Next on the list is the Baratier, and as you'd expect, you'd find a Sanji NPC here. A boss, actually. There's a whole load of food items at this location too. Next is Buggy's Tent, a circus-themed POI that is as colourful as it is dangerous with all the pirate henchmen here. You'd be able to fight the Buggy boss at this location as well. Next up, the largest POI of this season, Onigashima. Obviously shrunken down quite a bit to fit the size of a Fortnite location, but this place should be quite big for a POI. You can also find and challenge the Luffy boss here too. The locations of the rest of the NPCs could include Robin at a mysterious purple poneglyph with runes all over it as a reference to the cube. The Polar Tank can be half submerged just off the shore, not being able to be entered, but a lore NPC stands on top of it. And one thing I really would like in a collab like this is just a wandering Zoro boss NPC that's just lost walking around a completely random spot every game, ready to fight. Another map change I think would be neat would be replacing the train on the map with the sea train from Water 7.
Okay, for the bosses though, I think they would have to have medallions, and I don't really see Buggy as a boss, but more of like just an NPC that'll attack you on sight. I mean, he could drop like some item that's special, but I wouldn't really see it being something too powerful. But for the medallions, I think like Zoro would have like something like around this. Like I think it would be called the Lost Medallion, and like it would be when you're leaving like a POI, it would give you it would like heal your shield over time or something, or like if you're out of the storm circle, because like he's always getting lost. And I do really think that it would be funny if he's just like spawning like in different places around the map every time, kind of like the Baron boss from Lawless, kind of like how you'd have to just go to where his medallion is to find him. And then the Sanji boss, like it could like make you do more damage after consuming a heal or something, or like it could like give you a speed boost while healing. And then for the Luffy boss, I struggled with this medallion. It took me a while to think about it, but it would be like the Gum Gum medallion, like or something like that. Like you take reduced damage from bullets, but you take slightly more damage from melee attacks, and you heal like slightly more with heals. Like you'll go from like 25 shield from a mini to like 30, we'll say. So
A collab like this needs the Gum Gum fruit as an item. This item would give you the ability to stretch your arm and launch a ranged punch at a player, as well as the ability to be used for mobility, similar to the Spider-Man web shooters. Next,
okay, wait, the Gum Gum fruit. Let's go back a bit. I agree, it definitely needs to be added, but I think there should be three rarities: epic, legendary, and mythic. Epic is just something you'll find like in chests, and it'll give you gear second, where you can use Gum Gum Jet Gatling, deal like we'll say 10 damage over 10 seconds. It'll deal 10 damage per second, but once you use it, it has a 10-second cooldown, so just as long as it takes to use it. And it can hit multiple enemies. But in the movement, I would say would be like Gum Gum Jet Rocket, where like you can just reach out, grab something, and just like pull it and like launch yourself. And I think it would do a decent bit of damage. We'll say like around 50 damage if you land it on a player, and it'll one shot a wooden wall. The legendary would give you Gear Force Bounce Man. You have his you have Luffy's elastic propulsion, where you can just fly around for about 10 seconds, though it does no damage. It is the best mobility of the Gum Gum fruits. And then it will have the main attack being the Gum Gum Culverin, where you just launch your arm. It's basically just advanced jet pistol. It's way better. It basically bounces around and it'll lock onto an enemy. It'll track them for about 5 seconds, and if it doesn't hit, it'll just go back, and they don't take any damage. So they can run, and it would do, I'd say, 50 damage on hit, honestly. Each rebound of the each rebound would take, honestly, I'd say half a second, so it goes 10 times. And then it would be able to one shot a wooden wall, two shot brick wall, three shot metal wall. And here we are on the mythic one, and you can get the legendary from fighting the Zoro or Sanji boss. the in the mythic you get from defeating the Luffy boss, and it would give you like Gum Gum Kaminari, where you just reach up in the air, grab a lightning bolt, and throw it at an enemy. It would deal around 50 damage on hit, and then his scope is Gum Gum Dawn Rocket. It's, it's basically just Gum Gum Rocket, but you throw a big punch at the end, and it would deal, I'd say, 100 damage if you hit it.
To be used for mobility, similar to the Spider-Man web shooters. Next up is the Op fruit. You can use its power to activate Room like Law, a decently big radius in which you'd gain the ability
And I think this is a really cool idea.
to swap places with an enemy. Next,
Honestly, I think it would have to do a little more than just swap places with an enemy. I think that would be like more of the ADS, but the normal attack I think would be like Gamma Knife or something like that, where you just go up. It's more of a close range attack, and it would more or less just hit an enemy, and like they would take damage over time in the room.
I have Kabuto, Usopp's slingshot. This could work like a boom bow, used for long range with a small explosive effect. A mythic or exotic version of this could also work like the unstable bow, switching effects with each shot. I had to incorporate Zoro's 3-sword style into this collab as an item. A melee weapon that puts 2 swords in your hand and 1 in your mouth, and can be used to dash, offer enhanced jumping and sprint.
And you would also get the mythic weapons from the Zoro and Sanji boss. So,
as well as different sword attacks to cut down your opponents. Next, I've picked an item themed around Sanji. This would give you the ability to use his Diable Jambe and would work similar to the firebending item, especially with the kick attack. This item would also give you his skywalking ability, letting you jump mid-air 5 times until cooldown, which could offer some cool combos to the item. Following this, I've picked Nami's climb attack as an item. It could work similar to a Junk Rift or Thor's Mjolnir strike, summoning a bolt of lightning from above the enemy. This could also be used for regular combat, shooting small bolts of lightning as its default attack. Frankie's weapons left could also work as an item, being placed over your arm, and it could work like an AR. I think we could also get some of Frankie's cola as a healing item. We could get the Magnet fruit, which would work similar to the Magneto item, as well as the Flame fruit, which could work like Doom's gauntlets, giving you the ability to shoot fireballs.
okay, here, but this is like probably the one fruit I'd change. I think it should give you like Ace's fire gun ability, where you just put your hands out normally and like shoot little fire bullets at people, or it would give you his Haken and you shoot a big fireball. But if you ADS, it would do a typical ADS, but if you attack while ADS, you would put down a ring of fire around you that enemies can't shoot through. It would last for like 5 seconds. You can still be attacked from above or below, I guess, if you place it like halfway off a floor.
And it could also work like the Mistform item, giving you some mobility and invulnerability. We could also get some vehicles from the series, including a Waver, which could operate like a bike, and maybe even give us the Brachio tank too. Some unvaults we could get could include past pirate-themed items, like the Flintlock pistol, the flare gun, buried treasure maps, and the pirate cannon. During this collab, we could also see the return of the bounty system as well as the heat system, and they could replace the gold currency with berries. One Piece has a gigantic cast of characters, which means a lot of skin possibilities. So for item shop skins, I've tried my best to limit this down to 50 character options, starting with Frankie, Brook, and Jinbei, Vivi, Ace, Sabo, Koala, and Dragon, Shanks. I just now realized I don't know how they'd handle that.
Like, it would be cool if they managed to incorporate him, but like his left arm being gone, that would be kind of hard.
That arm, but I still want him. Kid and Killer, Jewelry Bonnie, Mihawk, Boa Hancock and Crocodile, Doflamingo and Corazon, Carrot, Yamato, Odin and Kinemon, Perona, Blackbeard and Van Augur, Akeinu, Kizuru, Aokiji and Fujitora, Smoker and Tashigi, Ulti and Page 1, Rayleigh, Whitebeard and Marco, Katakuri and Pudding, Bartolomeo, Reiju, Ichiji, Niji and Yonji, Lucci, Kaku and Stussy, Arlong and Enel, Vegapunk Lilith and Shaka, and finally,
Oh
Goldie
gosh,
Roger.
that would be
If
like
there's any
that
One
would
Piece characters that
skin
you'd like in the
honestly.
game that I didn't mention, feel free to let me know in the comments. I read them all. I also have some ideas for content for the other game modes. For a Lego Pass, it could be marine themed and we could get Kobe and Garp.
I really
And
like
for
this
Festival,
idea.
I've picked these 4 One Piece songs.
Okay, like here's the only like flaw I would say with like the music pass. It should like have Yuta as the main skin in it. So
Now, onto the live event. I'd want this event to be something reminiscent of the Mech vs. Monster event back in Chapter 1, so I decided on making it Luffy vs. Kaido. The event starts with the players on top of Onigashima, and Kaido arrives from above, emerging from the clouds. He starts destroying parts of the island with his blast breath, until we start hearing the drums of liberation. Light bursts from Onigashima, and Luffy is in 5th gear. Kaido and Luffy start fighting. During the fight, Luffy grabs a piece of shining span and slams it down on Kaido, and it leaves a giant cartoon bump on his head. Kaido sends Luffy flying towards Kappa Kappa Factory, and Luffy uses the opportunity for a snack break and pours gallons of pickles in his mouth, with his muscles growing as a Popeye reference. They continue fighting, and Luffy begins to use Kaido as a jump rope like he does in the series. He starts pulling objects from the hammer space behind his back and begins tossing them at Kaido, including a giant tomato head, the rocket, and the cube. He gives up on that and then stretches his arm and grabs the 0-point statue at Utopia City. He bounces it a couple times like a basketball and dunks it on Kaido's head. As this happens, the statue explodes. It could be using some rift-like energy and that's why it floats, and this energy sends Kaido off the island. Those were my ideas for a One Piece season. If you've enjoyed
and personally, I think if you attend the live event, you could get like a full dragon form Kaido glider or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool.
this video, leave a like and a comment, subscribe and check out my other videos for more like this, as well as some funny moments too. Use code PUMPCAL in the item shop if you'd like to support me, and with all that being said, see ya.
And make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the idea of this, again, go make sure you subscribe to Pump Gal. Big shout out to him for the video idea. And see you guys in the next video. And peace.